Shocking. Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe reveal behind-the-scenes scandals while filming Outlander. At a closed-door press conference in London, two of the biggest stars of the Outlander series, Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe, unexpectedly appeared together after months of silence. However, what stunned the press was not the reunion, but the shocking revelations that the two were about to make, the never-before-revealed truth behind the scenes of Outlander, a picture that is completely opposite to the glamorous appearance of Hollywood. We have been silent for too long, but now it is time for everything to be exposed. Not just to protect ourselves, but to protect those who have suffered in the dark, Caitriona began in a trembling voice. The silent battles. We knew something was wrong from the second season, Sam recalls. The director at the time showed signs of favoritism towards some members of the crew, often using insulting words and forcing actresses to do scenes that were not in the original script. One of the most serious scandals was that many supporting actresses were pressured to be close to some senior producers in exchange for more screen time or roles in the following season. Caitriona said she once witnessed a young actress burst into tears in the dressing room after being asked to try a nude scene that was not in the contract. "I wanted to leave the project after season 3, Caitriona admitted. But Sam was the only one who told me, if you leave, they'll do it to someone else. We have to stay and fight. Confrontation with the system. Not only were they pressured by the director, they were also mentally threatened by the production company's media department." Sam shared that once, when he refused to participate in a promotional event due to health reasons, a false rumor was immediately spread that he was smug, arrogant and conceited. That was how the crew manipulated dissenters. Caitriona was not immune. She was once asked to temporarily stop participating in feminist activities, because she offended the conservative audience of the series. "We were turned into puppets in a play where the director and investors were the ones holding the strings," Sam said indignantly. But things really got serious when a female crew member, referred to as N, filed a lawsuit against the main producer for sexual harassment. The case was hushed up. N was fired after only 48 hours. Not a single article was published. "We knew that if we didn't speak up, the silence would kill our conscience," Caitriona whispered. The chaos of the love. The story became even more complicated when the conflicts behind the scenes spilled over into their personal lives. Some journalists suspected that Sam and Caitriona were actually romantically involved, and that made them the target of attacks from people on the set. Sam was once trapped in unintentionally intimate situations with other actresses, in order to create a media scandal to separate him from Caitriona. And in turn, Caitriona was paired with many other male co-stars, causing her to gradually lose control of her public image. "We couldn't admit our feelings, because if we did, everything would collapse, not only for us but also for the whole film crew," Sam sighed. The buried truth. All efforts to fight back were crushed. Accusatory emails, secretly filmed evidence, complaints were all blocked, lost or unknown in origin. Sam and Caitriona decided to collect their own evidence, recording, storing diaries, and secretly connecting with human rights lawyers. At the end of 2024, a secret meeting between the two and a group of independent reporters took place in Ireland. Here, they presented all the data they had accumulated over 6 years. But no major newspaper dared to publish it. It was too commercially dangerous, an editor-in-chief refused outright. "That's when I understood, sometimes the truth is something no one wants to hear," Caitriona said bitterly. Awakening change. After a long period of fighting in silence, now, in 2025 Sam and Caitriona decide to speak out publicly. Despite the risk of being sued, boycotted, and losing their contracts, they form an organization called Behind the Curtain, with the goal of protecting the rights of actors, technicians, and backstage workers in international television productions. They call on former Outlander cast members to come forward and testify. Some people start to respond. Aftermath and reaction. The next day, the hashtag truth behind Outlander becomes a global trend on social media. Fans are shocked, heartbroken, but mostly supportive, an anonymous former backstage worker wrote. I once witnessed a director shouting at a female crew member, "You have no right to say no." And that haunts me for years. Meanwhile, the production company strongly denied, declaring that they will sue Sam and Caitriona for defamation, false information and damage to brand image. The legal battle officially began. A new journey. Sam and Caitriona, despite knowing they were on a thorny path, remained steadfast. We don't need Outlander anymore. The truth is what will last, Sam said in his final BBC interview of the year. Since then, other scandals in the film industry have begun to be exposed. They have become symbols of the backstage transparency wave in Hollywood and Europe. Outlander ended its final season in controversy, but Sam and Caitriona's careers entered a new phase, one where they were no longer just actors, but truth-tellers. The buried truth. Sam Heughan sat brooding in a dark room, the only light from a reading lamp illuminating his face. Beside him, Caitriona Balfe waited quietly. They had just come from a global sit-down interview where they had spoken out for the first time about the dark side of Outlander, which had shaken Hollywood. Did we do the right thing? Caitriona asked, her voice soft but filled with worry. We've kept quiet for too long. If we don't speak up, it will only get worse, Sam replied, his eyes never leaving the whiskey in his hand. It started with an anonymous email. Shortly after the broadcast, a series of anonymous emails were sent to major publications such as Variety, Vanity Fair, and even TMZ. The emails matched every detail Caitriona and Sam had revealed, from the director's abuse of power to his unreasonable demands for sex scenes and dangerous action scenes without safety gear. One of the emails included a recording of a secret meeting between the producer and a guest director, in which the director mentioned making Sam reshoot a kissing scene because she didn't have enough chemistry with her co-star, even though it wasn't in the script. An official investigation was launched. The rebellion in the dark. Sam and Caitriona knew it wouldn't stop there. When they spoke out, a number of crew members who had been silenced by NDAs began speaking out. One actress who played a supporting role in Season 3 revealed that she was forced to wear sheer lingerie in sub-zero temperatures, just to create a realistic visual effect, at the request of the director of photography. A stunt double for Caitriona also spoke out, I fell off a horse because I didn't get proper training because my training budget was cut. When I asked for safety, I was written off for the next episode. A wave of outrage spread throughout the film community. But the most surprising thing was yet to come, Jamie Dornan and the letter of support. One day, Caitriona received a personal email from Jamie Dornan, her longtime friend. Jamie wrote, I've seen too many similar things in the projects I've participated in. It's brave of you to stand up. If you need to, use my name. I'm ready to support you. Sam read the letter and smiled. Finally, we're not alone. Jamie's letter was widely published as a strong blow to the production world that was trying to deny responsibility. Many other A-list actors such as Millie Bobby Brown, Pedro Pascal, and even Gillian Anderson sent their support. A veteran director's confession. After nearly a month, amid public pressure, the director of the first seasons of Outlander, who was praised for creating the image of Jamie, wrote a lengthy apology published in The Hollywood Reporter. He confessed that he had forced Sam Heughan to use endurance-enhancing drugs to film long-term fight scenes. He is a good, dedicated actor, but I took advantage of that to serve the interests of the product. I apologize. Sam was speechless when he read it. I don't need an apology. I need a change. Standing at the boundary, stay or leave, as the aftermath of the revelations still shook the entire crew, Stars, the main producer of Outlander, was forced to hold a meeting with the entire cast and key personnel. The closed-door meeting lasted 6 hours, in which they asked Sam and Caitriona directly, "Do you still want to continue with the final season of the series?" Caitriona looked at Sam. They both knew this was a defining moment. Sam answered first, "Only if the rules change. We are not puppets serving dirty scripts and controlled by people in power." Caitriona added, "If Outlander is truly a story about love, honor, and strength, it has to start behind the scenes. We are ready to leave if that doesn't happen." The transformation of an empire. Under immense pressure from the public, the media, and the artist community, Stars announced a complete overhaul of the entire behind-the-scenes team for the final season. An independent oversight board was established. Actor protections were updated, old NDAs were revoked. Sam and Caitriona, after years of suffering and silence, were finally recognized as more than just actors, but as pioneers who changed an entire industry.